Thank you, everybody. Thank you and welcome to the launch of our new livery for the Singapore Grand Prix. Now, we're here to fight like tigers for any sort of points that we can get here. So we've taken that metaphor very literally, and we've stuck it on the car. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome back to Aussie Villain Racing for the Singapore Grand Prix. And this is possibly a good chance for us to get points today, because we're good in low-speed corners, and that is a lot of what Singapore is. So we've got a special livery for the occasion. Singapore Tigers, I think, is a thing. So we've gone with a nice tiger livery. Very, very pleased with how this looks. Can't wait to see that on track. But yeah, that's a good one, isn't it? So excellent. All right, let's go and have a quick catch-up of where we're at. And if we look at parts, basically where we're at is please don't damage the suspension, boys, because we only have the two that are on the cars, and yeah, that's not great. Obviously, that's not great. So we cannot afford any accident, or else we're going back to the original design spec, and that, as you can see, is going to take quite a bit away from what we have on the car. So yeah, that's not ideal. But Singapore, let's have a quick look at the track. Nothing really otherwise has happened since the last race. Now, we are expecting rain for the race. Perfect. Circuit map, we can see there, red sector 1, blue sector 2, yellow sector 3. Sections by speed, you can see there those slow speed corners, medium speed corners as well. Let's hope that... let's hope the car works well here for us. We can see there, medium speed is maybe it's more medium than low speed, but and actually the car's better in high speed. So I don't know what I'm talking about. Time considerations, it's a long pit stop, 28-second loss. You only save 3 seconds under a safety car, but even then, it's still, I think, going to be worthwhile doing the extra stop, because the soft tyre is 0.8 of a second faster than the hard tyre. The medium tyre may well be the best tyre, so I'm wondering if a medium soft might be the way to go, because the soft tyre does degrade quite quickly as well, but half a second more or less. It's going to be a tough one to decide. Perez and Sainz have won here, so not Max Verstappen in recent times. I'm sure he's won there at some point, he must have, but let's hope we can... Well, it doesn't really matter, it's not our race, is it? I keep... It's like we're competing for the win. We're no chance at that. So, stop, let's go P18 or higher. Same for you, Mr. Doohan, and let's head off to Singapore. So it's only light rain for the race, which is often the worst, because it's very slow to go to wet, and then alright, it's going to be a stressful one for me. I'll do free practice and see you for qualifying. Alright, so we have done free practice, and now FP1, I actually just simmed it. I didn't bother sitting here and doing it. Lots of penalties there, lots of reserve drivers as well. Not 100% sure how accurate that all is, because I said I didn't actually do the session. FP2, it was not too bad for us. 13th for Doohan. Stoff only did a hard tyre lap and was last. And then FP3... If we go down, it was 15th and 18th for us. And you can see here there are some penalties floating around, but not as many as FP1 would have suggested. So Q1, I'd like to think we're going to be okay, especially when we whack in some new engines and whatnot. I don't want to put our best stuff in the car just yet, because walls to hit tend to do damage to stuff. So yeah, anyway, Q1, let's see how we go. And let's have a look as the Tiger liveried Aussie Villain Racing goes onto the track. Doesn't look too bad at all, does it? Alright, so we are on board with Jack Doohan, who is currently 20th after his first lap, and decided it would be a good idea to park up Bottas's gearbox. The reason this has happened is it happens when you they back off to let a car on a quick lap go, and I don't understand why the AI doesn't just then make themselves a space again. But anyway, both cars have gone green in the first sector. Stoffel probably didn't need to go again, in truth, but I didn't want to be sitting in the pit lane. Sometimes street tracks, they ramp up, so I didn't want to have him sitting there and then end up out of the session. But Doohan, I mean, he will get a bit of a tow down here. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to have cost himself a chance. Bottas is currently out as well. Van Dorn has stayed 12th. Doohan, oh, he's gone 16th. He is in danger, though. He is in danger. Is anybody going faster behind us? Albon is going to ruin Doohan's day, isn't he? Where's Albon? He's coming around now. Oh, dear, Jack. So Doohan will start 17th. Now, that does beg the question, if we are thinking we need to take any penalties between now and the end of the season, this might be a pretty good race to go and do that. But let's see if we can get Stoff into Q3. Alright, so here we go with Stoffel now on a U set for his first run. He is P12 again. Not a million miles away from the Mercedes, although their second run that they've just done have moved them quite a ways forward. So maybe we are a little bit of half a second or so. But we'll see what he can do. It would be, I mean, 12th would be a good starting position for us. You know, you expect it's going to be a little bit of a silly race. It usually is in Singapore. There'll be safety cars, maybe red flags, and it's going to be wet to sort of throw in as well. So we'll see. You would imagine Alonso is going to go quicker though, wouldn't you? And Albon almost certainly will go quicker as well. I mean, Bottas will go quicker. Whether we'll be quicker than us, hopefully not. You'd like to think we're better than Sauber at this point. But here we go. He's gone green. Green has stopped, as you would expect him to, on new tyres. Let's see. Can he go inside the top 10? No, it's 11. Ahead of Stroll, though. Now, is Stroll going faster? Alonso is going faster. Let's just... where's Alonso on track? Here he comes here. He's coming around now. Alonso bumps us down. And as does Albon. So it looks like 13th for Van Dorn. Alright, so let's have a look here at Jack Doohan. Do we think we need another engine? Possibly not. We might be able to get through with those two, even though this one has a fault. ERS, we might be able to get through, considering that's the second one. This one's done a lot of work, so we might be okay there. Gearbox, I did end up sticking a new gearbox in here for him. I mean, if he crashes, we're going to need another gearbox, but we'll... Do we have faith in Doohan? Crash? I don't know that we do. And then starting... Yeah, so he's starting 10th with penalties, so we definitely don't want to be doing anything there. Now, it's going to be raining all race. Well, that's a boring-ass race, isn't it? So it's just light rain the whole way through. Now, our weather center isn't always the most accurate. There's an interesting argument as to whether you push and make a stop as well. But it's going to be safety cars. This is boring. I don't want to do it like a... Do you have to stop? 1 second. Do you have to stop in a wet race, or can you just go through? I don't know the rules on that one. I mean, if the AI is saying you can do it, then possibly you can do it. And it's such a big loss in time, I don't... Do you want to stop if you don't have to? I mean, why would you want to stop? So I don't think... We're going to try the ambitious no stop and see if it's legal. I don't know, let's go. Okay, welcome back, and I have to say to a big welcome back and thank you to a channel member, Alex Kazora. I think I pronounced your name correctly there, mate. If not, apologies. But yeah, it's greatly appreciated. If anybody is enjoying the content and they're able to, there's links to Patreon, and obviously the channel member is just membership is just at the bottom there. There's all sorts of sort of thank you perks that I try and do for you guys that are able to do that, and one of them is the Fantasy Premier League, actually, which is starting up obviously next weekend when the English Premier League starts up. So yeah, that's all there, and big thank yous, and yeah, if you're interested, then that is great, and if not, just watch those ads for me, and that is absolutely fine. Now, we've lost some places off the line here with Stoffel, which isn't ideal. Everybody is on an inter. Now, we didn't go too hard off the line with the tyres. I wonder if that's something that maybe we should have done. But if we're going to do a no stop, which I'm not even sure... Obviously, if it's a dry race, you have to come in and change compounds. Like that is the rule. But I don't know in a wet race if you are able to no stop. Now, one thing that might put a pretty quick end to this plan is if we can't keep temperature in the tyres conserving, then we won't be continuing with this policy. I don't think we need Doohan defending. He should be moving forward, not worrying too much about going backwards. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure if we can no stop, but it looks like we're losing tyre temperature already. Van Dorn just went down a degree, and cold tyres in the wet is not going to do anybody any favours. So I am seconds away here from calling shenanigans on this. We've lost another... Yeah, so it's not going to work. So we'll two-stop. We'll take these tyres as far as we can because we want to hope for a red flag or something like that. So we won't push them. I'd rather have tyres we can push a little bit harder at the end anyway. But yeah, the no-stop wasn't going to work because we're going to lose tyre temperatures. So that's that solved. Let's see what we can do. Alright, so a little bit of an update. We're on board with Van Dorn. Now, unfortunately for us, there was a little bit of a train. The Red Bulls were being, the Racing Bulls, sorry, were being held up by Sargent. And they have both got past him now, and we can see Denny Rick sticking his nose up the inside there. They are typically a faster car than us, so although P12 is currently very nice, and there's Albon and Stroll just ahead of us here, I don't know how much longer we're going to be in P12. Doohan is sort of next in line to try and get past Logan Sargent, and we'll see. I think ultimately for him, I mean, realistically, he's unlikely to score points. He just needs to get the top 18 finish so we get that sponsorship money, and the dignity of finishing ahead of Sargent would be very nice as well, I would imagine, for him. So that's where we're at. It's not much of a race so far, in truth, but hopefully, yeah, some safety cars or red flags that we don't cause will spice things up a bit. So Denny Rick got past us at the start of this lap, and you can see he's already taking off up the road. The Racing Bulls are just faster than us. I'm not quite sure what happened to them in qualifying for them to be. Well, I bet they took penalties, and that's why they're behind us, because they shouldn't be. So we're just kind of dropping down a little bit, probably to where we deserve to be, unfortunately. But and there goes Yuki as well. So he was supposed to be defending a little bit as well. Didn't really show much inclination to defend there, did he? So we'll look forward now with him as well, because there's 4 seconds back to Sargent. We're going to be 14th and 15th again here, I think, unless something happens. Let's hope 4 or 5 of these top cars will take themselves out, and maybe we can sneak a point. Alright, so it's time for Doohan to get past. So we're going to deploy, and he should have the pace. There we go. So Jack Doohan past Logan Sargent, up to P15, and hopefully now he can go and open up a bit of a gap there as well. So the race is so exciting, I have gone to this view. We are slowly, the two boys are slowly catching Albon. So maybe we could look at a 13th finish here. Piastri's got a mechanical fault, so that might escalate over time. We'll have to see. But yeah, we can see we're still catching Albon at about half a second a lap. So the gap is down to 2.5 seconds. And well, hopefully that continues to close down. We could at some point start to push these tyres. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. Multiple cars have crashed. Where's Doohan? Doohan's okay. Alright, so doesn't look like it's going to be a safety car or anything. And it's right at the back of the pack in any case. So really, that doesn't impact the race at all, unfortunately. That's clumsy. Alright, so we might be about to have some excitement, because we are right up behind Alex. Well, not right up behind him, but certainly behind him. Let's go and use some of this extra tyre that we've been saving. And Doohan is about 2.5 seconds behind Van Dorn. So hopefully we don't get held up for too long here. Now, is Albon having slowed up to the point where we've caught him, now going to go and put his foot down? That'll be annoying, won't it? But again, I don't want to use up too much of the tyre, because if we can no stop, I mean, obviously we could still look to do it. But yeah, I didn't want to go light, because we could see the tyre temps were dropping, and it wasn't going to work out very well for us. So what I don't want to do is start to overheat the tyres, especially because the track is kind of getting towards dry. And it looks like Albon has indeed decided he's going to speed up. So we only caught him a 10th that lap. So maybe we're going to be a little bit longer getting this overtake done than I was hoping. He may well be trying a big push. Let's deploy. And let's see if Albon is trying to push away from us. If we can kind of stop him from doing that. We won't go too much harder with Doohan. But yeah, this is a race. If you're watching this race on TV, I don't know, maybe is it close at the front? No, look at the gaps. If this was a race on TV, you'd just be like, we need a safety car. And it's a wet race around Singapore. We've never had wet starts. We're not really a wet race per se. Surely, and I mean this, please not one of our guys, but surely someone's going to make a mistake and stick it in the wall sooner or later. Alright, so I think Albon was indeed doing some push laps with the battery, because our battery ran out roughly the same time his did, but we caught him that last little bit quite a lot. So I am going to commit to making a stop at this point, I think. So we're going to keep pushing these tyres now, because there's no point. We've still got a lot of tyre life left there, and there will come a point where we're not going to have enough to make up the time of the pit stop by putting on fresh tyres. So we're going to go for it now. And if we could get this overtake done on Albon, that would be a good thing, obviously. But again, it looks like he's having a little bit of a push himself here. And what are last lap times? I mean, we're in the 42s. So, you know, we're doing... That's what Ricciardo's doing right now. We saw him, so was Perez. So we almost matched Perez's lap time. So we're very quick through there compared to the Williams. Is this a chance down the straight? We don't have much battery. Can we go and stick a move on? Not quite. And we've got a yellow flag now. It's a red flag. So what's happened there? Sargent and Bottas potentially. So we'll get a free stop for our tyres. We'll start again from a standing start. That is Bottas. Is Sargent involved as well? Yes, Sargent is very much involved. Miami with Haas. Anybody getting flashbacks to that if you've been with the channel for a while? So, when the race restarts, we're going to have... It's still going to be wet. We're going to be 14th and 15th, so where we left off, and we just put on a new set of inters. Now, this is probably the worst possible thing that could have happened, because no one's going to stop now, are they? Everybody's changed tyres. So, let's try this again. This is going to be like Monaco this year, where everyone changed tyres under the red flag, and then nobody had to actually make stops. But let's hang on, before we go too much further here, let's just deploy off the line, and we'll go full send as well. It's annoying you can't do this before you come back from a red flag, but we'll jump on board. We're going side by side there. Sargent has a time penalty, which will be converted to a grid penalty for the next one, and he probably deserves more than that. He probably deserves a jail sentence for that crash, doesn't he? Alright, can we go and stick a move on Albon now? It looks like we can. So that is P13. Oh, it's not done yet. Go on, Stoff. Get your nose up there, mate. P13. Almost. No, still not quite done. Get out of the way, Albon. Surely now. Surely now. Piastri's mechanical fault seems to have worsened. And it looks like we may finally have made that move stick on... track is now dry. Okay. Well, it's not going to be dry for long. And it's definitely still inters, but we will try and keep these tyre temps under control. And what that means as well is that there will be DRS. So if we can stay within a second of Hamilton, which we've not quite managed to do, have we? I'm not quite sure where the DRS detection point is. We get DRS. We're a little ways back though, aren't we? Doan gets his move done on Albon, which is nice to see. We do just need to be a little bit careful with our deploy. Hamilton looks vulnerable just now, doesn't he? I mean, the DRS is not really... is this not a DRS zone? I've lost where we are on the track. I thought that was a straight with a DRS straight. Or was it? And I just... Anyway. This is it. This could be it. Hamilton is clearly struggling, or he's trying to hold his tyres together or something. Can we go and get that move? Not quite. Let's deploy, and let's see if we can get it done now. Come on. Come on, Stoff. Let's go for P12. Oh, we've got him easily, haven't we? Under brakes. Excellent work. And let's go up the road. Can Doan go and put a move on her? No, he's a little ways back from Doan. Oh, we've got a virtual safety car. What's happened there? Alonso is out. That moves Van Dorn up to 11th. All right. Well, suddenly, points don't look too bad here. Oh, Piastri's out. I think Piastri's out. It's going to put us up into 10th. Is he going to... He is. He's retiring. He's retiring. He's out. We're 10th. Come on, Stoffel. We've got Hamilton is right behind us still. We've not been able to break that... break away from him, but we're holding him. And as things stand, Stoffel Van Dorn is going to score AVR's first ever point. Oh, let's hope. Let's hope. Hamilton is right there, though, and he's not going away. Still a long, long way to go as well. Oh, and Hamilton has got past Van Dorn at the end of the straight. He hadn't really been close, and it was a little bit easy. But we're not telling him to defend, but you know, surely you'd make an attempt to stop him going past you still. But anyway, all is not lost. We still have a full battery. Where, you know, we are just cooling the tyres down a little bit. If we get the sense that he's trying to get up the road, we will deploy. But I don't get the sense that he is. I think he maybe just, just Van Dorn maybe got a poor exit out of the previous corner, and he caught him out a little bit. But his pace doesn't look like it's been any quicker than us, and George Russell's holding up a train as well. So I think the Mercedes are struggling a little bit. Just got to try and stay with him and get him back. Alright, now unfortunately, I think Hamilton is just a little bit too quick for us in this phase of the race. We've been trying to deploy to keep him close, but we are just about out of battery, and yeah, I mean, the one possible good thing is that we're catching, I think, the back of Lance Stroll in our bid to try and stay up with Hamilton. We seem to catch him through this part of the track, and then it goes away from us a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, I'm desperate to try and get a point here, aren't I? So we've really got to try and stay with it. And the one thing I was thinking too is that, given that that there's not going to be many stops in the race, if Doohan is in a position where he can still get his top 18, which he is, because there's 4 retirements and Zoe has crashed and had to come into the pits anyway, what we might do. And it sacrifices a good race finish for him, so maybe it's not a great idea. But I was going to say, make a pit stop. We'll probably have the fastest pit time, and that'll sort of do us well in that championship as well, because there is money involved for that, which could be very useful coming into Season 2. But we've got another yellow flag here. Magnussen has hit something. Doesn't really affect us, because it doesn't look like it's going to be any sort of safety car or anything. So it's as you were. Less than 20 laps to go now. Oh, Russell has crashed. Now, is this our way back into the top 10? If he's taken an RB with him. Oh, no, that's suspension damage. So he's going to really struggle, I would have thought. Now, the track is currently dry. Quite dry, in fact. To the point where it's not worth coming in for a stop, because you'd have to go back onto wets at some point. But interesting thought. I can't do it. We don't want to do it, I don't think, because is it going to go back to Inters? It almost certainly is, isn't it? We're having a bit of a go while the track's dry to get Albon, because if we get into DRS, then we will have DRS. But the tracking, if I was going to do it, it had to be that lap. Is it starting to get wetter again already? It is. Looks like it's starting to dampen up again. We need something to happen for us though, because otherwise Hamilton is just he's just a bit too quick for us, unfortunately. Even Russell still did a 140 when we were doing a 42.1. It's just not gonna quite happen for us here, is it? Alright, so we have got 3 laps to go, and our P11 is it's under threat. Alex Albon has decided he's going to have a very strong finish to the race, which he seems to do a lot, doesn't he? But anyway, that's okay. We just need to try and hold him off. Let's always defend. And because I can't remember if we've had a P11 before or not. It could be a position that moves us. I think we did have one, didn't we? But it could move us up a little bit in the standings as well. If one team's only had 1 P11, then if we get 2, we'll go ahead of them. So, yeah, we'll see. Doohan is okay. He's not going to go any better, so let's not push him and have him end up in the wall. We just are very much now trying to hang on with 3 laps to go. Now, Verstappen is right behind us. Did he just lap Doohan? So he may be coming past at some point. Now, the risk we run with this is getting caught out if Albon gets a run on us while we're letting Verstappen pass. But we're going to put a lap on Guan Yu Zhou here as well. And we've done pretty good. I mean, yes, there's been a red flag, but to get to 3 laps to go on the lead lap, we can be pretty pleased with that, I would have thought. And let's see, is Zhou going to get out of the way for us here? Verstappen looks like he's right behind us. So there he is there. Alright. Come on, stop. He's just backed away a little bit, hasn't he? Just dropped off the back of us a little bit, has Alex Albon. So there's us past Zhou. And it looks like... So Verstappen has got past Albon. Now this is where we need to be smart in where we let him past. In a slow section of the track. Just maybe a brief lift off here, let him go and accelerate. And that's worked out okay. 1.4 seconds. Well done, Stoff. Okay, so let's jump back on board because it's a little much, that isn't it? Oh, we clicked the wrong way. There we go. And we're coming up to start the last lap, which we would be now, of course. We've got 1.6 seconds. Do we do a bit of a DRS run? Probably down the back straight. Oh, he's 1.8 seconds back. I think that that lap traffic has just seen him off, hasn't it? Verstappen has possibly saved us there. Still 1.8 seconds. He's a mile back. So it's going to be a very, very good result. It's not going to be points, unfortunately. Sainz and Russell teased us, didn't they, with damage and a mechanical fault. But 11th and 13th is a pretty good result, I would say, for us at this stage. It's literally as close as you can go without actually scoring a point. And it's a shame. I had really high hopes when when we went P10 with Piastri's retirement and we were ahead of Hamilton, but it wasn't to be. And there it is, P11 for Stoffel Van Dorn. Mr. Doohan will come around and finish in 13th, and that's a pretty good day, isn't it, for Aviado? So we, in the end, are up 3 with Doohan, down 1 with Van Dorn, having started 10th. But even just to hold position, I think is still a pretty good result for us. Denny Rick flying up 8 places, as was Tsunoda. And everyone took penalties, did go forward, didn't they? So the driver's standings, does it move Stoffel up at all? No, he's still best of the non-scorers though, which is fine. And the constructors, it leaves us in 9th, which is what the board wanted. And I mean, Williams and Haas still aren't that far away from us. If we get one good weekend, then maybe we could really get nosebleeds and dream, but probably not. There were no pit stops made, basically. So yeah, that's a good one for Zhou and Sauber, and that's most of their points for the year, isn't it? But that's okay. That's not what we're here for. We're here for the driving's championship, and a no pit stop race. Not great for a pit stop competition, is it? So $1 million in the bank again as well. And our tour centre is now level 4, so that's more income from that. Front wing, that's just spare parts. One of our backup drivers, or affiliate drivers, has gone up. And next up, it is the United States Grand Prix at COTA in Austin, of course. And that is going to be, well, it might be an okay race, because medium speed corners, there's a lot of those, and high speed corners there. So we'll see. I kind of think Singapore may have been our best chance for points, but we'll have a look, won't we? Medium speed corners, maybe somewhere like Qatar might work out okay for us as well. But I think Morty's about to come and join us. And you okay there, mate? So yeah, that's it for today. If you've enjoyed that, thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you in Austin, won't we, Morty? Hey, bye.